My spouse disclosed my teenage cyberbullying trauma to his relatives without my consent. And then his sister admitted she was the one who sent me threatening messages on MySpace when we were 14. Now his entire family is pressuring me to forgive her. We tied the knot a month ago in a simple courthouse ceremony in the morning, followed by a lunch with my parents, his sister, one cousin, and 2 friends each. We settled into the apartment I'd been renting since January, with the lease in my name. He moved his belongings in over the week after the wedding. We share rent and utilities, both work full-time. I'm 24, he's 26. We've been together for 3 years and 9 months, and got engaged last December. He has a history of sharing private information that isn't his to tell. Not infidelity, but sensitive details. Over the past year, he's done things like telling a colleague that another coworker was leaving before they announced it, revealing my friend's early pregnancy to her partner before the 12-week mark despite her request for secrecy, and sharing the exact amount of my recent raise with his father when I'd only told him privately. After each incident, I explicitly told him not to share my personal matters, and he said he understood, explaining he speaks impulsively when excited or seeking a reaction, not with malice. I stressed that it still causes harm. 2 weeks ago, we hosted a dinner for his family to celebrate our marriage, with his mom, dad, sister, brother-in-law, aunt, who flew in on Friday, and cousin, who lives 20 minutes away, attending. My parents were out of town. The menu was pasta, salad, bread, and a cake sent by a friend. I bought groceries Friday evening, he tidied the apartment Saturday morning, and I left my phone on the counter playing music. Guests arrived between 6 and 6:30 p.m., his mom bringing wine and a pie, his dad bringing beer, and his sister bringing a salad. They greeted us warmly, offering congratulations, and we chatted casually for the first hour about football, travel, and his aunt's hotel stay, with the TV off and music on. Around 7:30 p.m., we sat down to eat, with wine and beer served. He had 2 beers before dinner and a glass of wine during. His mom had 2 glasses, others had 1 each, and I stuck to club soda since I stopped drinking alcohol in 2020 due to panic attacks, a fact both families know. After dinner, the conversation turned to school memories. His aunt mentioned gum in her hair in 7th grade. His mom recalled a defaced locker. His cousin spoke of a mocking Facebook post about his braces, and his mom claimed her story topped them all, describing prank calls for a month after a breakup, then asked if anyone had faced worse harassment. My husband quickly said my wife's story beats everyone's. I said stop. He acknowledged my discomfort with a snap of his fingers but continued, saying it shaped who I am and shows my strength. He then shared that I received threatening MySpace messages for 3 months at 14, describing how the account threatened to confront me at my bus stop, posted about my body, edited a pool photo of me with cruel text, sent it to classmates, and sent a fake message to a boy pretending to be me, prompting a school meeting with my parents and a police visit to check my laptop. He added that I changed bus routes temporarily. I'd only shared this with him and one friend, though my parents know since they were involved. His mom clapped once, saying she knew she'd faced tough bullying too, but declared me the winner, pointing at me and telling her sister she owed her $20, revealing they'd bet over dinner about who had the worst bullying story. My husband laughed, saying my experience was the worst. His mom laughed, and the table joined in, but I didn't. My hands trembled as I took my plate to the sink, turned on the faucet, and faced the counter. His sister approached, saying she needed water, then said she had to confess something. I asked her to wait, but she insisted, admitting she created the MySpace account at 14 with a fake name and a singer's photo, targeting me because a boy she liked was interested in me, naming him. She said a friend showed her my profile. She used a library computer and her home computer to send messages for 3 months, forgot the password, and didn't know police visited my home. She never imagined I'd marry her brother years later. Shaking and breathing heavily, I walked to the bathroom, splashed water on my face, and returned to find my husband on the couch, head in hands, his dad by the sink, his mom saying we're all family, and his sister holding her water, repeating her apology. My husband said she'd just told everyone, his mom said it was a decade ago, and his sister apologized again. I calmly asked everyone to leave, saying I'd talk another day. His mom urged me to be reasonable, but I repeated leave, opened the door, and his dad nodded, signaling others to grab their things. His aunt said they didn't know, his cousin stayed silent, and they left by 8:30 p.m. My husband stayed, insisting he didn't know his sister was responsible until her confession. He thought sharing was safe since it was old and showed my resilience. I reminded him I'd said no, dismissed his explanation about his mom's bet, and said his family wasn't welcome in our home for now. He asked how long. I said I didn't know, and when he offered to read his sister's texted apology, I refused and said I didn't want to hear from her. I told him I needed space and would consider next steps. He slept on the couch. I locked the bedroom door and barely slept. Sunday at 8:11 a.m., his mom texted a group chat with us, his dad, sister, aunt, and cousin, suggesting brunch to resolve things, saying we all love each other. I didn't respond. At 8:22, his sister wrote another apology, saying she was 14 and it was foolish. At 8:30, his mom texted that forgiveness heals. I left the chat, blocked his sister and mom's numbers, and told my husband I wanted no contact. He agreed to manage them. At noon, his mom and sister buzzed our building's front door. I rejected the call twice. They offered to leave food. We refused. But they left a pie with a note saying we love you both in the lobby, which I left with the desk. Monday at work, I got an Instagram DM from a new account with no posts, handle with a number and fake name, calling me a drama queen for punishing a family over a teenage error. I reported it and told my husband, who asked his family if they sent it. 5 minutes later, his sister texted him denying it, and his mom said she didn't use Instagram. He sent me their replies, posted in the family chat at 12:37 p.m. that they must stop contacting me and give me space. His dad gave a thumbs up. His aunt wrote understood. His mom said space but not silence is best, and his sister didn't respond, as seen on his phone. Tuesday at 10:50 a.m., his mom called my work desk, transferred by reception. She demanded I accept her daughter's apology. I said I was working. She spoke over me. I hung up. I informed my boss, requested call filtering, emailed the front desk to block numbers, and texted my husband, who texted his mom not to call my work. She read it and didn't reply. Wednesday, his sister posted an apology on Facebook, tagging my first name, saying she hurt someone as a teen, apologized, and hoped to move forward with comments disabled. A mutual sent me a screenshot since I'm not friends with her there. Thursday, my husband drove to his parents to retrieve tools from their garage and discuss boundaries, returning at 10:30 p.m. He said his mom cried, his dad called me controlling, and he insisted no contact meant no contact, refusing to bring me over. He offered to read his sister's apology, but I declined, wanting space. Friday, my mom returned. I told her everything, and she suggested documenting for a potential harassment report if they persisted, recommending I save texts, call logs, and the pie note. I created an email folder with screenshots, timestamps, a photo of the note, and a list of events and phrases. Saturday, we canceled plans with friends. I stayed home while my husband went to the gym and a friend's place, texting he'd return by 8 p.m. but arriving at 8:40. He said his mom called 6 times while he was out, showed me the missed calls, and said he supported me, offering to go no contact if I wanted. I said he could choose his contact level, but I wanted none with them at our home, phone, or work. Sunday, I got a text from an unknown number saying it was his sister, saying please. I blocked it. 10 minutes later, another number texted please hear me, which I blocked. An email from her address offered a Google Doc apology, which I archived. Monday, we attended our first couples counseling session via my work EAP, covering basics. He admitted to impulsive sharing. The counselor had him list what's mine to share: health, money, work, past, family, and define no contact. No calls, texts, messages, visits, or posts. She asked him to email his family a boundary statement. That night, he sent it, stating he won't discuss my past, they must not contact me, post about me, or visit, and violations could lead to blocked numbers or police. He CC'd me. I've cut contact with his family since the dinner, and they've called me a drama queen via that Instagram DM and a text from his cousin's unknown number, which my husband read and told the cousin to stop. I'm holding my boundary. I won't speak to the person who ran the MySpace account or those pushing me to forgive on their schedule. I'm not asking them for favors, money, rides, housing, childcare, or attending their events, nor inviting them to mine. I want silence. This isn't about debating old harm or apologies. It's about my consent to share my story, which he violated. Then the perpetrator turned out to be his sister, who confessed in my kitchen, and they expect forgiveness within hours, wanting brunch, hugs, and photos, which I refuse. For context, I was 14 from October 2015 to October 2016, and the messages came November through January. I have an old email folder with screenshots my parents had me send to a counselor then. The accounts were Summer Lights and later Sunset Jenny after the first was locked. Messages included threats like I know your bus stop with my schedule, insults about my dad's car with a driveway photo. You'll see me Friday with my bus stop number. Stop flirting with boy's name. He thinks you're easy, everyone's laughing, and an edited pool photo with cruel text. The school counselor met us twice weekly for a month. We met the school resource officer once. No charges were filed since the account wasn't traced. My parents restricted my devices. I switched bus stops for 2 weeks, rode with a neighbor in December. The messages stopped post-winter break. I blocked both accounts and deleted my MySpace profile that spring. His sister admitted to sending those, knew the bus stop number, named the boy, described my profile and pool photo, and said she used a library computer weekly on Tuesdays when her mom had a nearby class. I haven't disputed her account. I just want no contact, no punishment, and no demand for my husband to cut her off forever. Just distance from her, his mom, and anyone pushing forgiveness now. I told my husband his family isn't welcome in our home for at least a year. He agreed, said we'd reassess later and he can see them elsewhere. If they show up, I'll call the front desk or non-emergency police as we agreed. I set a camera alert for our building entrance, added their license plates to the building's watch list with management's approval, and they'll record entries and notify me if those plates appear. We signed the form. The next day at 2:40 p.m., his mom and sister came to my workplace, leaving a bag and card in the lobby. The desk called, I declined visitors, they left the bag on a chair, and I told the desk to discard it after photographing it for records. The desk noted 2 visits and my refusal. I sent this to my husband and management. He texted his mom she violated boundaries and not to come to my work again. She didn't reply. At 7:10 p.m., his sister's Instagram story posted a black screen with white text. Accountability isn't punishment, no tags. His cousin texted him about the vague post. He replied don't and turned off his phone for an hour. We created a document with a timeline. The original messages, the dinner, confession, calls, visits, work call, posts, DMs, and texts, saved in my desktop and Google Drive for records, not for a lawsuit but preparedness. 2 days later, his mom texted my mom at 9:02 a.m., asking for help with her daughter shutting out family. My mom replied not to contact her about my boundaries, sent me the screenshot, and I shared it with my husband, who texted his mom not to contact my mom. She read it. At 11:30 a.m., someone called my work reception claiming a family crisis. I updated the blocked number list, informed my boss, who said to document and update her, and emailed myself a timestamp note. That night, my husband met his dad at a diner from 6:45 to 8:15 p.m. to de-escalate. His dad suggested a Sunday dinner with an apology ceremony. My husband refused, saying I'm not a prop, and his dad said I must forgive to be family, while my husband said I'm his family. His dad disliked that, and my husband left. His aunt texted an apology for egging on the bet, promising no contact unless I initiate. I replied, thanking her and reinforcing no contact, and she's respected that since. By week's end, his sister emailed my husband a full account, admitting to the messages, a hang-up call to my house when my dad answered, and a magazine cutout note left in my locker. He offered to show me. I declined. He asked if he should forward it for records. I said no. He asked her to send future messages only to him, moved it to a new email folder, and I agreed. That night, his mom created a group SMS with us, his dad and sister, inviting us to Sunday dinner at 5 p.m. I blocked the group. My husband replied we're not coming and to stop including me. His dad said wow, his mom said he's isolating, his sister didn't reply, and he set his phone to do not disturb. Saturday, his mom and sister knocked on our door. I saw them through the peephole, said leave through the door. They stayed 2 minutes, then left. I called the front desk, who logged it and agreed to flag their plates. My husband emailed management to bar them without prior approval, and they confirmed Monday. Tuesday, his grandmother, who has my number from a holiday text, left a voicemail saying families stick together. I blocked her and didn't reply. She posted our wedding meal photo on Facebook, tagging my first name, urging closeness. 2 distant relatives messaged me to call his mom. I didn't respond. His mom, still on a shared calendar from our move, saw a Friday dinner plan and showed up at the restaurant at 6:50 p.m. Our friend texted us, we switched locations, and my husband removed her from the calendar, called her to leave, and clarified it was an error. Weeks later, his mom left a review on our public wedding registry. Hope you find peace. We privatized it, saved a screenshot, and my husband emailed the company to remove it, receiving a generic reply. A friend of his sister DM'd me on Facebook, saying she's grown, meet her. I blocked it, sent my husband the screenshot, and he told his sister to stop her friends. She denied asking anyone. He said to tell them to stop anyway. We consulted an attorney for 30 minutes about harassment, bringing our timeline. They advised a cease and desist letter if visits or messages persist, a restraining order if needed, and to keep logging. We haven't sent the letter, but will if necessary. I changed my phone number, sharing it only with my parents, boss, 3 friends, and husband. My old number forwards to voicemail directing to email. I filter his family's emails to a folder my husband monitors. Building management will maintain the no guest note for 6 months and call police if his mom or sister try to enter. His dad texted him that his mom's feelings are hurt. My husband said that's not the point, and his dad stopped messaging. We're still married, living together, and he hasn't shared my info since the dinner. He reads our boundary plan weekly, per the counselor, alone in the kitchen, which he says helps. I don't know where we'll be in a year, but I maintain no contact with his family after the dinner and their pressure. I log drama queen, comments, and move on to daily tasks like laundry and bills. The front desk alerts me of visitors, giving me peace at home. After 6 weeks, his sister sent a certified letter to our building, addressed to both of us. We refused delivery, photographed the slip, and emailed our attorney, who confirmed it was right and advised sending the cease and desist now. We sent letters to his mom and sister, listing incidents, demanding no contact, and noting legal consequences. 2 weeks later, the letters were delivered, and there have been no visits, work calls, or packages. His mom posted a neutral dish photo on Instagram. His sister's account is private, no new messages from unknown accounts, and his dad's 10-minute call about their storage unit avoided me. We canceled an October trip to his grandmother's, used the credit for a future trip, and told only my parents. We continue counseling.